May the fourth be with you. It's a phrase we hear every year, often accompanied by corporate marketing and toy sales. But for those of us who have spent decades living in that galaxy far, far away, this isn't just a calendar date. It's a moment to pause and acknowledge a fundamental shift in how we tell stories. When George Lucas sat down in the 70s, the 1970s, that is, he wasn't just trying to make a movie about space wizards. He was trying to restore something he felt had been lost in the cynicism of the post Vietnam era, the myth. Today, I want to look past the special effects and the lore, and I want to talk about the man who gave us this world and the archetypical weight that keeps it standing nearly 50 years later. But before we dive into this holocron, please do remember to like this video on the way in and subscribe to the channel. It does help me, uh, you know, does let me know that you like these videos. It helps me keep making more. Okay, let's set those jump coordinates, shall we? We often credit George Lucas for the technology, industrial light and magic, the sound design, the editing, but his greatest contribution was his willingness to be a myth maker in a time when a world wanted gritty realism. He understood a core truth. Humans just don't need facts. They need frameworks. We need stories that help us categorize good and evil and the messy gray area in between. By pulling from Akira Kurosawa's samurai films, the Flash Gordon series, westerns, he didn't just create something new in the vacuum. He synthesized the history of human storytelling into a single cohesive universe. He gave us a world that felt used. It was dirty, it was rusty, it looked lived in. This aesthetic choice was vital because it made a high concept archetypes feel grounded. It made the Jedi feel not like gods, but like monks in a world that had forgotten its soul. If we look at Star Wars through a Jungian lens, we can actually see why this all resonates so deeply with us. The hero's journey, easy one here. Luke Skywalker is textbook definition of call to adventure. He's the everyman who leaving the farm to find a place in the larger cosmos. But his journey isn't just about blowing up Death Stars. It's about internal mastery. It's about becoming. And then, of course, we have the Shadow. Darth Vader remains one of the most potent representations of the Shadow in cinematic history. He represents the danger of repressed emotion and the seductive nature of power when it's divorced from empathy. When Luke faces Vader in the cave in Dagobah and sees his own face behind the mask, that's the ultimate Jungian moment, the realization that the capacity for darkness exists within the hero himself. Of course, we have the mentor archetype, Obi-Wan and Yoda. They're not just teachers. They are the wise old men archetype, guiding the ego toward a higher state of consciousness, the Force. Of course, then we have the Force itself, and this is perhaps the most brilliant narrative device ever conceived. It isn't just magic. It's an externalization of the collective unconscious. It's the idea that we are connected and that our choices, our discipline, our anger, our peace, and this is how they ripple out into the world among us. So why does this still matter? Well, why do you see people practicing the philosophy of the Jedi in everyday life? Why do we see athletes engaging in competitive lightsaber combat as a legitimate form of discipline and sport? Well, It's because Star Wars provides a moral vocabulary. In a world that often feels chaotic, the struggle of the rebellion against the empire serves as a permanent metaphor for the individual's struggle against systemic, tyranny, both external and internal. The cultural impact isn't found within the box office numbers. It's found in the way that Star Wars has become a shared language. Whether you're a scholar of the novels, a collector of the comics, a player of the games, or someone who picks up a blade to find focus, you are participating in that living myth. Lucas just didn't give us a movie, he gave us a mirror. So, as we approach today, Monday, May 4th, let's give praise where it's due. George Lucas had the courage to be earnest when it was easier to be ironic. He leaned into the hero's journey when others were trying to deconstruct it. And because of that, we have a world that encourages us to look into our own shadows, to seek our mentors, and to believe that even a farm boy from a desert planet or a guy from central Wisconsin, can contribute something meaningful to the balance of the universe. So, this Monday, don't just say the phrase, reflect on the journey. May the Force and may the Fourth be with you always.